بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. So one of the important questions that we face is whether the Prophet was a mujtahid. Was he mujtahid or not? There is a debate among the scholars, among the schools of thought, whether the Prophet was mujtahid or not. What does mujtahid mean? Mujtahid is the person who works with the Quran and the Sunnah to extract the law, to give the answer, to give the fatwa. So did he do this? Did he give an opinion of his own self or not? There is a long debate. Most of the Sunni scholars say yes, he was a mujtahid. Though he is supported by revelation and wahi, but sometimes he would not wait for the answer. He can give the answer of his own. And this opinion that I mentioned, Imam Malik, Imam Shafi'i, Imam Ahmed, those are the leaders of the Sunni madhahib. And Ahlul Hadith. Ahlul Hadith is a reference to the Sunni tradition. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. They believe that the Prophet did not have to wait for an answer. He can give the answer out of his own. He can give a personal opinion because he's a prophet. But then we're going to have a problem. If the Prophet gives his personal opinion, we're going to have a problem. Let me ask you this question. Think before you answer me, please. Is ijtihad the opinion of the jurist? Ijtihad is the opinion of a jurist. Is that evidence dalil qat'i? A certain evidence, it means that it's correct 100%, or it is dalil dhanni, conjecture, or a speculation. He says, I am doing my best to find the right answer. Which one is right? Ali, Dr. Ali. Dalil dhanni. Ijtihad is dalil dhanni. It doesn't mean that the fatwa of this scholar is 100% correct. He's doing his best. It's like a doctor, the doctor who does a surgery. He says, I'm doing my best, okay? He made an oath that he will do his best to cure the patient. But sometimes things go wrong. Things go wrong. Patient is going to die after the surgery or during the surgery. There is no guarantee that the doctor is going to really cure the patient. Sometimes he kills the patient, okay? Same thing with the mujtahid. Mujtahid, he does his best to find you the best answer, but that there is no guarantee that his answer is correct because his evidence is not certain 100%, is not certainty, is not certainty. His evidence is dalil dhanni. Qat'i, this is dalil qat'i. This is dalil qat'i. This is dalil dhanni, conjecture, speculation. He says, I'm doing my best to give you the answer. There is a difference between dalil dhanni and dalil qat'i. What is the example of dalil al-qat'i? That this is really 100% correct. 100% correct, the answer. Yes. From the Quran. The wahi, revelation from the Quran, yes. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. So did the Prophet use his ijtihad, or he used the wahi to give the answer, the revelation? The wahi, because if you look at the Quran, if you search the Quran, there are tens, literally tens of verses that says the Prophet says, this is wahi, the answer I'm giving you is wahi. This is why some people were unhappy with him. They said, we don't accept. Give me another answer. The Prophet says, how can I give you another answer? It's not up to me. It's not up to me. They came to him, ائت بقرآن غير هذا أو بدله. Bring us another Quran or exchange this. They came to the Prophet. They didn't like his verdict. They did not like the verdict of the Prophet. ائت بقرآن, bring us a Quran other than this, or بدله, exchange it. You know, do something about it, change the law. قل ما يكون لي. O Prophet Muhammad, say to them, I have no right. قل ما يكون لي أن أبدله من تلقاء نفسي. I cannot change the law, the Quran, the ruling of the Quran from my own self. I don't have power. I'm working for God. I am not the legislator. God is the legislator. So, and Allah says, وَلَوْ تَقَوَّلَ عَلَيْنَا بَعْضَ الْأَقَاوِيلِ لَأَخَذْنَا مِنْهُ بِالْيَمِينِ ثُمَّ لَقَطَعْنَا مِنْهُ الْوَتِينَ. If Muhammad dares to say a sentence out of himself against us that we did not tell him to say, we will punish him severely. So the Prophet was not a mujtahid, according to the school of Ahlul Bayt. He is a scholar of the mujtahideen. The mujtahideen are his students. But he himself, in that sense, ijtihad in the sense of his personal opinion, he did not give his personal opinion. This is why sometimes the Prophet used to wait for the answer to come down. They ask him about certain things. He says, wait, I don't know the answer. I'm waiting for the answer to come. If he had been a mujtahid, then he will give the answer immediately. Why should he wait? He gives his personal opinion. But he never did give his personal opinion. Sometimes he would wait for a few days until revelation comes down. Because the revelation is dalil qat'i or dhanni. Qat', revelation, God is giving him the evidence. He knows this is from Jibreel. This is qat', certainty. Certainty, dalil qat'i. Whereas ijtihad, Dr. Umeed, ijtihad, is it dalil qat'i or dhanni? Dhanni, ijtihad, I'm doing my best to find the answer, but there is no guarantee my answer is 100% correct. I try to make it correct, but sometimes, I don't know. This is why we have mujtahideen who clash with each other. One of them says, this food is halal, the other says, this food is haram. Even in the Shia tradition, we have mujtahid who says all seafood are halal, all types of seafood. Others, they say no, only the fish with the scales and the what is it? The shrimp. That's it. Because there is nas, there is text from our imams that only these two types. Other types of seafood are not halal. So two mujtahids from the same tradition, they differ. Are both of them right? No, it can't be. One of them is right, the other is not right. But who's right and who's not right? We don't know. God knows. Because God does not give two answers. One of them is saying, I'm doing my best to give you the best answer. This is to the best of my knowledge. The other one says exactly the same. This is to the best of my knowledge. So their dalil is not qat'i, is not certain, is not certainty, is conjecture, dalil dhanni, speculation. Whereas the Prophet, when the Prophet speaks, his dalil, his evidence is what, Najat? Qat'i, qat'i, certain. The Prophet does not give a wrong answer. The Prophet would never say, I think so, I think this is, I say I think. When people ask me, because God does not send me emails, He doesn't give me the answer. So I have to read the books. And sometimes I'm not certain 100%. So I say, I think, to the best of my knowledge, it's this. But the Prophet would never say, I think, because God is giving him the answer. He's certain. He's full of confidence that this answer is from God. So was the Prophet a mujtahid? An important, was he a mujtahid? 90% of the Sunnis, they say yes, he was a mujtahid, and he would give an answer. Except a few. Few of them, like Ibn Hazm. Ibn Hazm is a scholar, great Sunni scholar. He agrees with the Shia. He says, no, the Prophet would not give an answer without God, without waiting for God's answer. He's not mujtahid, he's not like us. Because he's Rasul. His name is Rasul, messenger of God. Rasul means he takes the letter from God and he passes it to you. He doesn't give his personal opinion. He would never give his personal opinion. Because God's saying to the Prophet, فَحْكُمْ بَيْنَهُمْ بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهِ فَحْكُمْ, give hukum, verdict, answer, بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهِ, in what God has shown you, not your personal opinion. You don't have the right to give your personal. You are a Rasul. You are my messenger. You cannot give them your personal opinion. بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهِ, in what God has sent you of revelation. So only few of them agree with the Shia opinion that the Prophet was not mujtahid. The rest, they say, yeah, he was mujtahid. He can give his personal opinion. Why do you think they inclined to this answer? There is a political reason for it. It's not just theological. There is a political reason in this, in saying the Prophet would give a personal opinion, his ijtihad, huh?
So they can distort it for their own benefit.
So they can justify those who come after the Prophet, the caliphs, when they give personal opinion, they say, well, there is a precedent. The Prophet did this, so they are not doing something wrong.
So it becomes a sunnah pretty much.
It becomes a sunnah, becomes a tradition.
How did they come to this conclusion when the ayah in the Quran is...
This is the problem. This is the problem. This is why, Najat, we have two types of ijtihad. One, a tradition or a school that is based on the text. It does the ijtihad within the text, not outside the text. Versus a tradition, the school of opinion, madrasatul ray, that gives the verdict sometimes against the text. Against the text. There is a text that says don't do, but he comes, he says do. Or one text is missing. That is the difference between them. So in the finals, when you have this question, what is the difference between the school of text, madrasat and nas, the school of text, and a school of opinion, madrasat al-ra'i? What is the main difference between them? What would you say? You say that both of them, they do ijtihad. But this ijtihad is different from that ijtihad. This ijtihad is based on the text. It does not go outside the boundaries of the text. What do we mean by the text here, Mr. Arash?
Quran
And
Hadith.
Sunnah, ahsan. This is what we mean by the text. So it does not leave the boundaries of the text. They extract within the text. The extraction, the derivation of the law is within the text, within the boundaries of text. This one says, no, I don't care about the boundaries of the text. If the text is missing, I'm going to bring a text myself. Or sometimes I'm going to go against the text because there is maslahah, there is interest for the ummah. As we said last night. The caliph comes and he says, I know there is a text that tells me don't do this, but I'm going to do because I think, in my opinion, there is maslahah for the ummah. There is goodness for the ummah. So I can break the law. That is the main difference between them. That is the main difference. Always remember, we have two traditions after the life of the Prophet. One of them is the tradition of the text, nas. They abide by the Quran and the Sunnah. They don't stray out of the boundaries of the Quran and the Sunnah. And their ijtihad is based on the Quran and the Sunnah. Whereas this ijtihad, the second tradition, Madrasatul Ra'i, the tradition of the opinion, Al-Ra'i, which started with Abu Bakr in fact. But then later on, Abu Bakr, Umar and Uthman, but later on the hero of this tradition is Abu Hanifa versus Imam al-Sadiq. Imam al-Sadiq was the leader of this. Abu Hanifa ibn al-Nu'man, who is a student of Imam al-Sadiq by the way, he adopted this opinion. So even if there is a text and the text I think doesn't work now, so I cancel it. And I bring up my opinion. And that is a very dangerous business. And that is condemned in the Quran. وَمَنْ لَمْ يَحْكُمْ بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهِ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْكَافِرُونَ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْفَاسِقُونَ. Those who do not abide by what we have sent, then they are not Muslims. They are breaking the law. Even today, even until today, we do have these two schools exist. Therefore, the Prophet cannot be mujtahid because mujtahid, ijtihad is dalil dhanni. Whereas the Prophet received the wahi and the wahi is dalil qat'i, certainty. So when they clash with each other, we have dalil qat'i and dalil dhanni. Which one comes first? Which one wins? The qat' wins. Of course, you don't use the dhan when you have qat'. Inna dhanna la yughni. Quran says, Inna dhanna, verily dhan, conjecture, la yughni anil haqqi shay'a. Does not replace the truth and the qat' and the certainty. You don't go to the dalil dhanni when there is dalil qat'i. You don't go to it. The term does not even come to the dalil dhanni. You can't use that, and the Prophet would not use his ijtihad when he has the answer from God. When he has an answer from God, the Prophet comes and says, this is my personal opinion. Who are you to say my personal opinion? You are a messenger. You're not, it's like a spokesperson of the president. Can he give his personal opinion? No, he consults with the president. He speaks on behalf of not himself. The president appointed him to speak on behalf of the president. So he cannot stand in the press conference and says, my personal opinion is this. They tell him, listen, who are you? They pay you here to tell me the opinion of the president, not yourself. The same thing with the Prophet and the Imam.
I was going to say, even the president can give his personal, it should be from the Constitution.
Exactly. But our president does give. He follows, this is Madrasatul Ra'i. Follows Abu Hanifa. So, so this is the main difference between the Shia and the Sunni tradition. And let me tell you, the Sunnis who believe in this, who believe that the Prophet was mujtahid, is Imam Malik, Imam Shafi'i, Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, hardcore leaders of the Sunni traditions.
All four.
Not all four, maybe 90% of them. They believe that the Prophet was mujtahid and he had the right to give his personal opinion. We say no, sorry. We can't. The Prophet is connected to God. Why do we have ijtihad, by the way? Because we are not connected to God. If we were connected to God, we don't need ijtihad. Ijtihad is a personal opinion. So if you are connected to God and God sends you the emails and gives you the answers, why do you need to do ijtihad? You don't need to do ijtihad because He's giving you the answers. He's doing the homework for you. Ijtihad is when the nas is not there, or the nas is ambiguous, or I am not able to extract the law. Because I'm a lay person. I'm not expert in Islamic law. So I have to go to a mujtahid to help me. I have to go to the mujtahid to help me to extract the law from the text, from within the text, within the boundaries of the text. This is the meaning of ijtihad, my friends. And if you remember in the first year, very first year, 5 years ago, we said, whoever brings his personal opinion outside the boundaries of the text, then the Prophet says, let him reserve his seat فَلْيَتَبَوَّأْ مَقْعَدَهُ مِنْ نَارِ جَهَنَّمَ. Because he's creating law. He's becoming a lawmaker by himself. He's saying, I'm separate from God. God says something, but I say something else. This is dangerous, of course. Ijtihad based. A baseless ijtihad is haram, is a crime, is an act of sin. Baseless ijtihad. Someone who gives you an answer without any evidence in the Quran or the Sunnah. Where did you bring this answer from? To be mujtahid is not easy. It's a risk. It's a risk. Either a person is 100% sure of himself or he's a foolish person. He doesn't know what he's doing. Very dangerous. Very dangerous business. It's a big responsibility. Based on what we said, that the Sunnis believe that the Prophet was mujtahid, and the Shi'as, the Imamiyya, the school of Ahlul Bayt, believe no. The Prophet would abide by the text, by the Quran. Quran was revealed upon him. We come to a story where both traditions differ over this story. And that is the story of the adhan. The adhan. So who made the adhan? Where did the adhan come from? What is the Shia version and what is the Sunni version of the adhan? What is it? This is the Shia version. Shia version comes from Jibreel, that the Prophet one day was sitting with Imam Ali. Jibreel came and he said, Ya Rasulullah, this is the call for the prayers. Allahu Akbar, Ashhadu. And then Imam Ali was sitting. So the Prophet says to Imam Ali, the Prophet says to him, Asami't? Did you hear what Jibreel said? And this is something amazing. Imam Ali would hear the voice of Jibreel. Because the Prophet said to him one day, Ya Ali, innaka tasma'u ma asma' wa tara ma ara. You hear what I am able. People sitting next to the Prophet, they don't hear him. They don't hear Jibreel. They are sitting next to the Prophet, the Sahaba. But Imam Ali would hear. Wa tara ma ara, and you see what I see. Others they can't see. إلا أنك لست بنبي. The only difference, you are not a prophet. وإنك لوزير. Wazir means successor. وإنك لعلى خير. So Imam Ali had the ability to see Jibreel and listen to him. So the Prophet said to him, Ya Ali, did you hear what Jibreel said? He said, هل حفظت? Did you memorize the adhan? He said, yes. He said, then go to Bilal and teach him what you heard from Jibreel. And tell him to raise the adhan with this version. So the adhan is wahi, revelation, just like the prayers. Adhan is official text from God. What is the Sunni version of it? Dreamed by whom? No, Umar said he saw the dream. Later on he said, I'll tell you the story. So the Prophet, they say, the Prophet asked his companions. He was very democratic, mashallah. So he asked his companion, what do you suggest we do? How do we call for prayers? How do we announce that this is the time? Some people said, Ya Rasulullah, use the trumpet. We use a trumpet. Some people said, we raise the flag. So when the flag is risen above the masjid, so people can see the flag, they know now it's the time of the prayers. Others came up with an idea of naqus. Naqus is what? The bell. Have you seen the church? Tan, 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 tan. So we do naqus. Same thing like the Christians, so people know it's time of prayers. Another one came by the name of Abdullah ibn Zayd. Abdullah ibn Zayd, he said, Ya Rasulullah, I have an idea. I dreamt last night, I was dreaming, I was asleep, and in my dream, I saw someone said this, was telling me that your call for prayers should be Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, till the end. So he came to the Prophet. The Prophet said, wow, this is wonderful. This is better than the trumpet. This is better than the bell. This is better than the raya, the alam, the flag. So call Bilal and tell him what you saw in the dream. So they went to the mosque, and while Abdullah ibn Zayd was telling, listen to this Bollywood movie. While Abdullah ibn Zayd was telling Bilal the version of the adhan that he saw, Umar was standing, he said, I saw the same last night, same dream. Alhamdulillah, it's confirmed. Sometimes voting, you know, when you have a session, someone has to suggest and it has to be seconded. Alhamdulillah, it was seconded by Umar.
It was ijma.
Ijma. According to Abu Huraira, if there was supposed to be a prophet after me, that would be Umar ibn al-Khattab. It's in Sahih al-Bukhari. I was looking at the hadith just today in my book, Sahih. I had to bring with me Sahih al-Bukhari, but it's this thick because it's not Sahih al-Bukhari. There are 6 books combined in one book. I have it at home. It's too heavy and I have back pain, so I couldn't bring it with me. But next week I'll bring it to show you some of the evidence that support the cause of Ahlul Bayt from Bukhari, Muslim, Tirmidhi, Nisa'i, Ibn Majah, Musnad Ahmad ibn Hanbal, from their own books. Regarding Ahlul Bayt, for instance. Who are Ahlul Bayt? The Prophet says, أوصيكم الله في أهل بيتي أوصيكم الله في أهل بيتي. By God, I ask you to take care of my family. So someone comes and he says, who are the family of the Prophet? His wives? They tell him, no, it's not a wife. The wife can stay with the husband for a period of time and then she becomes stranger. One day she's your wife, the other day she has to wear hijab. Can you imagine? So she's not your family anymore. One day she's your family, the other day someone else is marrying her. She's with someone else. The family of the Prophet are his descendants. Alu Ali wa Alu Aqil wa Alu Ja'far. This is in Sahih Muslim. Those are the family of the Prophet. And those where the Quran says, إِنَّمَا يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ لِيُذْهِبَ عَنْكُمُ الرِّجْسَ أَهْلَ الْبَيْتِ وَيُطَهِّرَكُمْ. These are in their books. But sometimes we don't see. Sometimes the sun is shining and some people say it's dark. I don't see the sun. However, so فسمع عمر بن الخطاب وهو في بيته فخرج يجر رداءه. He was in a haste, so the rida, the abba, he didn't wear it properly. It was, dragging behind him. When he heard Abdullah ibn Zayd, so فقال يا رسول الله والذي بعثك بالحق. I take oath by the God who sent you with the truth. لقد رأيت مثل الذي رأى. I saw the same dream that Abdullah ibn Zayd saw. So the Prophet said, فَلِلَّهِ الْحَمْدُ. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Problem is solved. So this is how an example of, they believe that the Prophet can, accept the story of someone regarding the adhan. Imagine the Prophet, he doesn't have knowledge. He doesn't know what to do. He waits for someone to see a dream, not a reality, something in the dream, and then he gives the Prophet. So Islam is based on a dream then. Khalas. It means that anyone can see a dream. Tomorrow someone else sees a dream and he says, I saw a dream. The malaika told me that morning prayers are cancelled. Khalas, you can do it at 10 a.m. Alhamdulillah, we can sleep longer, Okay. Now, regarding the Prophet, so we understood the Prophet was not a mujtahid. How about the Sahaba who were around the Prophet? Were they mujtahids or not at the time of the Prophet?
They didn't need to be because he had the Prophet.
Okay, Ali said something important. They did not to be mujtahid. There is no need because the answer is there. So why wasting your time? But we know even during the time of the Prophet, there were some Muslims who were not in Medina. They were in faraway distances. And at that time, there is no fax, there is no telephone, there is no WhatsApp, there is no it takes you days probably from Yemen to Medina takes you several days. Some people are on the border with Syria or in Syria and Sham. There were some Muslims at that time. In the Arabian Peninsula, it takes you days to travel to Medina. So what do you do in this case? You have no access to the Prophet. The Prophet is there, but you don't have access to it. It's like now, the Imam is there, we believe. Imam al-Thani Ashar, the 12th Imam, is there. He's not dead. We don't have access to it. We don't have access to him. Our Maraja, they don't have access to him. They don't see him. If they see him, the problem is solved. They tell him, Maulana, Imamuna, is seafood halal, all seafood halal, or only the shrimp? He can give the answer. Khalas, it's all. But we don't have access to him. So you have to use your brain, ijtihad. So what is your answer? The Prophet is there, but no access to him.
But wasn't the mechanism of ijtihad taught by the Prophet and the Imams for future generations?
The future generations, but how about the time of the Prophet, the Sahaba, at the time of the Prophet? Now, after the time of the Prophet, we may say the Prophet is not there, so they have to incorporate their aql, and they try to get the answer from the Quran or the Sunnah after the Prophet. But how about during the time of the Prophet, where the Prophet is there, but they have no access to him?
They can have messengers.
They use the Quran.
So were they mujtahids?
Yes.
Can they be mujtahids or not?
Yes.
As a theory, not a practice, as a theory. Theoretically, is it acceptable for them to be a mujtahid?
Yes.
Of course, because they are not with the Prophet. And if they have, imagine if they have the Quran with them, or they have part of the Sunnah, not the entire Sunnah. But the Prophet is not there to go and ask him. 20 days distance. By the time I reach the Prophet, the problem, this person is dead, the problem is, whatever happens to it.
But they can change it later after they find the answer.
But can they theoretically do ijtihad? Imagine you are 20 days far from the Prophet. You don't see him.
Right.
20 days. And you come across a situation. You need an answer.
You're forced to, in a way.
Uh-huh. So here, in this case, yes. If the person is learned, then he can do the ijtihad. He can do the ijtihad. But ijtihad, what type of ijtihad? This one or that one? Is it a guess? This is a guess. Guess. Yeah, either this or that. I make a guess. Or not a guess. I know in this situation I have to find an emergency answer, even if it is not in conformity with the Quran or the Sunnah. Even if it goes against, I have to find an answer. Is it this or that? Definitely this one, within the text.
But how can he do that? Because he doesn't have the text at the time. The Quran wasn't available to him at that time.
Whatever is available, he has to use to the best of his knowledge. Sometimes, if the Quran is available and he can find the answer from the Quran or the Sunnah, he will do. If not, then لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. Some people did not know the rulings. Some people lived far away from the Prophet. A'rab, they were scattered tribes. Though the Prophet will send them someone to educate them. The Prophet sent Imam Ali all the way from Medina to Yemen. And he stayed in Yemen for several weeks to teach them. But there are others who live somewhere else. They don't have access to the Prophet. There is no website to go on and click and see what is the answer on the website. So in that case, they have to use their, to the best of their intelligence and their knowledge. Now, again, the Sahabi who were in Medina also, some of them used their ijtihad based on what the Prophet said. They give this example. The Prophet one day said to his companions, لا يصلي أحدكم العصر إلا في بني قريظة. What does that mean? Banu Qurayza were a Jewish tribe outside Medina. The Prophet wanted to send a contingency of a small army to Bani Qurayza from the Muslims. And he wanted them to haste immediately. This is an urgent order. So they have done the Dhuhr. During the Dhuhr prayers, the Prophet said, no more Asr prayers until you reach Bani Qurayza. So here we have the Sahabas, they differed among themselves. Some of them, while they were traveling from Medina to Bani Qurayza, it was the time for Asr prayers. So they said, we have to stop and pray now. The others said, no, 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 no. The Prophet said you have to pray when you reach Bani Qurayza. Some of them used the text of the Prophet, the exact text, pray Asr in Bani Qurayza. Some of them said, no, not the text, what is meant. What is meant is the mafhum, the connotation. The Prophet wanted to tell us that you have to leave now. Don't wait for the Asr to do it in Medina. Leave it, do the Asr there, whenever you reach there. So now we have not still reached there. We are in the middle of the way. We are halfway through, and the Asr came. Should we do the Asr now, or we should postpone the Asr until we reach Bani Qurayza? What do you think?
Depending on the time they would reach there.
To pray the Asr. Pray the Asr.
So they pray there in the spot. Why?
Well, he meant, like you said, don't wait for the Asr here in Medina. Go now. But he didn't say don't pray the Asr.
Exactly. He didn't say don't pray the Asr until you really reach Bani Qurayza. He wanted to say his main goal is that I want you to leave now. Don't stay in Medina now. Leave immediately. He didn't mean that you must pray the Asr in Bani Qurayza. So even if you have not reached Bani Qurayza, you are halfway through, do the Asr there. But the reason I want you to leave is that I don't want you to stay any longer. Don't delay the departure. Do not delay the departure. It's like this. I'm saying to someone at John Wayne Airport that they are boarding the aircraft and he wants to do his prayers. I tell him, leave your prayers until you reach Denver. Now he took off, he didn't do the prayers. Halfway through, between Orange County and Denver, it's time for Dhuhr. Can he do it? Or no, he has to wait until he reaches Denver to do his prayers. Which one? He do it in the airplane. Because I didn't want him to miss the airplane. My point is not that he has to do his prayers in Denver. My point was don't miss the flight. Don't miss the flight. Board the aircraft. So once you reach wherever you reach, then you can do the prayers. This was my point. See, it's very important how reading, understanding the text. Sometimes there is a text, but there are two different understandings of the text. It depends on the intelligence of the people. This is why mujtahid has to be intelligent. Has to be really, really intelligent. Because sometimes the text is not missing. There is a text, but they differ over the understanding of the text. So some companions said, we don't pray until, because the Prophet said, لا تصلين العصر إلا في بني قريظة. Don't pray until you reach there. So they understood that they have to pray the Asr in Bani Qurayza. The first group said, no, 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 no. His point was to leave. Yalla, leave, don't stay. So if we reach the Asr while we are before Bani Qurayza, we must do the Asr. Okay? So there was ijtihad of Sahaba. During the time of the Prophet, both of them did ijtihad. Some people did ijtihad based on the text itself, the wording, the verbatim of the text. Some people said no, on the connotation, the idea of the spirit of the text, the spirit, you know. Don't we have here in the law? Sometimes people implement the verbatim of the law, and sometimes they implement what? The essence of the law. It's like the Chinese, when they drive, they apply the verbatim of the law. So even if there is an ambulance behind him, he doesn't speed. He has to stick to his, you know, for instance, if the street speed is 25 miles, there is an ambulance and siren. He says, no, 25, I don't care. Whereas someone else, you know, says, no, I know, but sometimes you have to break the law to make way for someone who's dying, you know. So some people understand the wording, and sometimes some people understand the spirit of the law. Spirit of the law is important. The spirit of the law. You have to use your intelligence. You have to use your intelligence. Okay, what time is it now? Okay, and then another example of the ijtihad of the Sahaba when they used their opinion. When was it? Very famous. We mentioned it last night. I was going to bring you Sahih al-Bukhari with me, but I couldn't, unfortunately. Inshallah, next Monday I'll bring it with me. Where they used their opinion against the text. Sahaba. Exactly. This is the deal. But during the time of the Prophet. During the time of the Prophet. Raziyatul Khamis. Raziyatul Khamis. The Prophet is saying, bring me pen and paper. I need to write something. Umar says, no, we don't. So the Sunni tradition, they are giving him a credit. They say he was intelligent. He was using his personal opinion. That we don't need the Prophet anymore. We have the book. We have the book, so we don't need the Prophet. So he goes against the text. He goes against the Prophet because he's using his personal opinion. He knows now that the maslaha, the interest of the ummah, is to use my opinion, not to listen to the Prophet anymore. Which is in a gross violation of the Quran. The Quran says, مَا آتَاكُمُ الرَّسُولُ فَخُذُوهُ وَمَا نَهَاكُمْ عَنْهُ فَانْتَهُوا. Whatever the Prophet says to do, you must do. Whatever he says don't do, you shouldn't do. So you cannot do mukhalafa to the Prophet. You cannot oppose the Prophet. It's illegal to oppose the Prophet. Whoever opposes the Prophet according to the Quran, whoever obeys the Prophet is obeying whom? Man ata'a al-rasula faqad ata'a Allah. Whoever obeys the Prophet is obeying God, and whoever disobeying the Prophet is disobeying God. But they consider this as a credit because he's intelligent. He thought that the maslaha, the interest of the ummah, is not to listen to the Prophet. So this is part of the ijtihad of the Sahaba, an example of the ijtihad of the Sahaba. So if you speak to them, they tell you nothing wrong with that. Why are you worried? This is ijtihad of Umar, ijtihad. Umar had the right to do ijtihad, and he did ijtihad, and he made the right decision. The second incident, again, during when the Prophet was on deathbed, there was a man by the name of Osama ibn Zayd ibn Haritha. Zayd ibn Haritha was a boy raised by the Prophet, Zayd ibn Haritha. His son Osama was 18 years old. And the Prophet wanted all the companions to leave Medina during his death. He didn't want them to stay in Medina. So he asked Osama, who was only 18, but he was very smart, that you lead the army, and they come with Abu Bakr, Umar, Abu Ubaidah ibn al-Jarrah, Uthman ibn Affan, Abdurrahman, blah, 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 long list. Okay? They have to come with you to the boundary with the Roman Empire to fight. But they sensed that there is something is going to happen, so they didn't leave Medina. Aisha and Hafsa told their parents, the Prophet is khalas. He's finished. He's going to die. Don't leave. You have to be here. If you leave and you are hundreds of kilometers away, then Ali is going to be the caliph. So you have to be present. So they didn't leave. They didn't leave. The Prophet was on and off. He was overwhelmed with pain. So sometimes he opens his eyes and he sees those guys sitting in the room. He says, why are you sitting here? Leave. أنفذوا بعث Usama. Go. Implement the expedition of Usama. Leave me alone. Don't stay here. They used their ijtihad according to the Sunnis. That no. Though the Prophet is ordering us to leave, but the interest of the state and the ummah and the society requires that we stay. It's like your father is in the hospital and you go to visit him. He says, Daddy, go to the college today. Go to school. Don't stay with me. So you leave. Or you don't listen to him. Okay? You don't listen to your dad. Because your dad, he doesn't want you to suffer. But this is different. The Prophet is different from your dad. The Prophet, when he gives an order, this is not your dad. He's not making ta'aruf. He's serious. His order is serious. You have to listen to him. Okay? He's not being diplomatic. Maybe your father, your mother are diplomatic. They don't want to put a burden on you. But when the Prophet says stay, you have to stay. When he says leave, you have to leave. It's an order. But they used their ijtihad and they did not go. To the extent that the Prophet said, لَعَنَ اللَّهِ لَعَنَ اللَّهِ, may the curse of God be لَعَنَ اللَّهِ مَنْ تَخَلَّفَ عَنْ بَعْثِ أُسَامَةٍ. May God curse those who are not leaving with Usama. May God curse them. Can you imagine? So this is not ta'aruf, this is serious. But they stayed because they wanted to grab power after the death of the Prophet. وصلى الله وسلم على سيدنا محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين.